Let's give one big round of applause for these seniors and their title home game.
It's senior night at West Salem High School. Coming down the home stretch, just a couple games remaining. South Medford making the trip north to take on the West Salem Titans here on Table Rock Sports. Happy to have you along with us. So Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school district and business sponsors who make these live presentations possible. I'm Chris Clayton here from West Salem. Thanks for joining us for what should be a really fun game. On paper, these two teams very even as they both take the field to a big ovation here. A great crowd on hand with the folks coming to support the seniors for West Salem and the Panthers fans who made the trip here up to West Salem High School. This is the Lithia Superstore pregame show presented by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon. South Medford and West Salem. On paper, both 3-3 in conference play. In the OSAA rankings, they're right alongside one another as well. South Medford at number 20 and West Salem sitting at number 19. Now, how they got to this point has been where they differ. 3 straight losses for South Medford, losing to some really good teams. It's Grants Pass, Sprague, and Sheldon, the last 3 outings. The Panthers coming up short. West Salem, on the other hand, their schedule's worked out that they are on a 3-game winning streak with impressive wins at McNary, North Salem, and South Salem. You got to think momentum can be a factor, and even if you've played some really tough teams like South Medford has, you got to hope Bill Singler and the Panthers can come into this one with that edge and that confidence that they need to compete here with West Salem. The Panthers and the Titans playing for the first time since 2017. These two teams playing in the state quarterfinals. It was a playoff matchup 7 years ago. It was a 28-14 victory for South Medford in that game. And that was a big run for the Panthers, of course, in 2017, a 31-30 victory for 31-30 appearance, a loss in the state championship game there in that historic season for the Panthers. So they're hoping that they can utilize here this big matchup with West Salem once again in 2024. West Salem with an offense that's really been putting up points as of late. 5 games this year with at least 35 points. West Salem is averaging 26 points per game, which is top 4 this season in the South Central Football Conference. So that's something to watch in this game, is that can the Panthers defense contain West Salem? Same could be said for the Titans, of course, at the South Medford defense that's been very good this year, holding opponents to 25 points per game, which is 4th in the South Central Conference as well. So it's kind of a matchup between a really good offense for West Salem and a terrific sound defense, as South Medford always has. West Salem will be wearing green with the white helmets, and the Panthers in white with black pants. The Panthers won the toss and they want the football, so it will be South Medford ball here to start this game off. Again, Chris Clayton here with you. We have the terrific Mike Strickland on camera here today at West Salem High School. Again, the Panthers trying to bounce back from 3 losses in a row. They lost to number 9 Sheldon last Friday by a score of 45-10, a game in which the Panthers cut the deficit down to 24-10 at the half, but couldn't make the comeback against Sheldon and get the job done. West Salem with a dramatic 35-34 win their last time out at South Salem. And we're just about ready to get things going. The Panthers offense will start with the football. We wrap up our Lithia Superstore pregame show and our broadcast presented by Siskiyou Cellular in Southern Oregon. Thanks for joining us here on TableRockSports.net. Joe Brett, our executive producer for this broadcast. Another busy night around the state of Oregon. Sean Stanley, the head coach for West Salem, in his 20th year at the helm, where he has turned this program into a consistent powerhouse with 9 conference championships and 17 playoff appearances in his 19 years. And here we go. West Salem kicks it away with Jackson Nikolai. It takes a bounce at the 15, corralled by the Panthers' Cameron Ragu, trying to get around the edge. Excellent return by Ragu, still going over midfield and all the way to the 41-yard line. Fantastic return for Ragu, setting up South Medford in West Salem territory. And that's exactly what you need for a South Medford team that is looking for a little pick-me-up. They got off to a tough start on Friday against Sheldon. Before they could even blink, it was 17-0. Got to be part of the conversation for this team, getting off to better starts, keeping yourself in the game, and this would be a great start here. At the 40-yard line of West Salem, handoff left side to Ragu, bounces off the pile, cutting it forward, and he's wrapped up after a gain of 2 yards. Ragu with a rushing touchdown last week in the 45-10 loss to Sheldon. He had the big kick return, of course, to start this off. It's a handoff to the near side to Ragu. Put the shoulder down, breaking a couple tackles, driving the legs, and he's close to a first down. I think he's a yard short, but a 7-yard gain there for Ragu. Getting this offense on the move. It was Cade Vandiver on the tackle for West Salem. It's a Titans defense that allows about 29 points per game, so it's had its moments, but overall the offense is really what's led the way this season for West Salem. Connor Brown, the quarterback, hands it off up the middle, and it's going to be just enough for a first down, as it was a handoff to the powerful Bridger Foss, who got about 3 yards for a Panthers fresh set of downs now. Foss and Ragu, a monster in the backfield. Those two kind of bring different looks with the football. Power and speed, complementary backs for Bill Singler and the Panthers here this season. 15 carries, 73 yards last week for Foss. Panthers come out with a first down at the West Salem 29-yard line. It's a direct snap to Foss. He pitches it left side to Ragu, trying to get outside. Oh, big stiff arm, and he's still going. Ragu down the sideline, diving play. Wow, what a run by Ragu, my goodness. That is a 6-yard gain with emphasis. Man, he chucked the defender off him. It looked like Luke Looney, the senior defensive back, the corner on the outside. And with a running back like Ragu, it's tough for a corner to try and bring him down 1v1. Ragu made him pay. My goodness. Uh-oh. Movement on the offensive line, though. That'll push the Panthers back. So the 6-yard run of Ragu will be subtracted by 5 and bring up a 2nd and 9 for South Medford. And coming into this one, Bill Singler this week said that he hopes his team can learn from these last 3 games. Grants Pass, Sprague, and Sheldon, a combined record of 20-2. That's the last 3 teams to beat South Medford. And there's a fumble in the backfield. Foss has to dive on it. And suddenly, instead of a 2nd and 4, that loss of 6 will make it a 3rd and about 15 now. Well, Bill Singler said he's really liked the effort from his team. It's been there. So he feels optimistic they can learn from it and grow and move forward into this one. This drive was looking good after a first down, but suddenly it's a 3rd and long. An obvious passing down here. McConnor Brown rolling right side. And downfield. Throws to the middle into traffic. It's complete. Short of a first down, but a nice grab in traffic by Michael Duclos. And the Panthers move from the 34 up to the 23. So an 11-yard gain there. And a manageable 4th down now for South Medford. So it's a 4th and 4 officially for South Medford. An early big 4th down with 8:20 to go here in this first quarter. Brown takes the snap, fakes a couple handoffs. He wants to run, nowhere to go. Bottled up at the line of scrimmage by Cade Zoner. That's a no gain, maybe a yard for McConnor Brown, and that is it. A turnover on downs after a promising start to the drive. A false start and then a fumbled snap really put that drive down the drain. So credit West Salem as well, coming up with a stop there on that 4th down play. It's from their own 24-yard line for the offense of West Salem, and they immediately go to the ground and pick up about 3 yards. Starting this drive with just over 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Again, a West Salem offense with 3 straight games with at least 35 points. Overall, 5 games in the season they've been able to put up that impressive mark. Jacob Sanderson is the quarterback. He's a junior, a first-year starter. And he hands it off once again. It's Cohen Campos on the carry again, and this time he's got 2 yards, so it will set up a 3rd and short. So Campus going for, give him 4 yards the first touch and then 3 yards this time, and it's 3rd and 3. Door open a little bit here for this South Medford defense if they can come up with a stop from their own 30-yard line. Luke Looney coming in motion. Sanderson takes the snap, trying to throw a screen, deflected. It was that pick? No, incomplete, but a terrific play, deflected by Jacob Dalton. It was 52 there for the Panthers on the deflection. And now it's a decision. It looks like West Salem is setting up to punt. Johnny Ingram back to return, always dangerous with the ball in his hands. There's a flag on the play. The kick is away by Campos. Here's Ingram on the return, looking for a crease, heading towards the sideline. The speedy Ingram goes across midfield. And let's check the flag that came out before the ball was even kicked. An illegal shift against West Salem. Well, South Medford is setting up to have the ball at the West Salem 42-yard line. So probably just decline this as the Panthers are, again, going to have terrific field position. Well, they actually tack those 5 yards on at the end of the return. So the Panthers get a bonus 5 yards, and South Medford has the ball at the West Salem 40-yard line. That's exactly where they started the opening drive of this game for them. 6:44 to go here in this first quarter, and we are still scoreless at West Salem. McConnor Brown and the offense take the field from the left hash. And coming in motion, that's Ragu. It's a handoff to Foss, looking for a hole in the middle and fighting, but taken down after a gain of 3 yards. It was Foss on the carry for South Medford. So both these teams, 1 game remaining on their schedule. For West Salem, they'll be in the finale next week at Grants Pass. South Medford will be in the Black and Blue Bowl against North Medford. So, look, there's nothing wrong with being in the Columbia Cup, but if you want to make the state playoffs, that state championship tournament, you have got to be in the top 16. South Medford's at number 20, West Salem's at 19. Neither of these teams have really any margin for error if they want to make the state playoffs. There's a completion to Foss, and he's chopped down right at the 30-yard line. And he's got the first down, just enough. A 7-yard completion to Bridger Foss. So Brown coming in 2 for 2 in the air now. And Foss, his whole career has always been a prolific receiver coming out of the backfield. And he showed it on that play there. at the 29-yard line of West Salem in the I. Brown hands it off to Ragu. Cutting through, and he's taken down after a gain of 4 yards. Ragu now up to 4 carries for 19 yards. And what has been a battle so far. Second offensive possession for South Medford. Last drive, they had a 2nd and 1. And that was, or a 2nd and 4, I should say, hurt by a false start and then a fumbled snap in the next play. Let's see if this time South Medford can continue and strengthen this drive as they approach the red zone quickly. Back out under center. Foss coming in motion. Brown tosses left side to Ragu. He's got some blocks downfield. Ragu, patient running, stretches the ball forward, and he has it inside the red zone and close to a first down. He is marked short. They put him at the 21-yard line. So it's 3rd and a yard. As Ragu went for 5 that time. It's a long yard, though. They go to Foss, looking for a lane. Pretty well defended, but he drives the legs. And I think Foss has just enough inside the 20-yard line. They might measure this. Again, it was 3rd and more like a yard and a half. And they gave it to him. First down for Bridger Foss. Give him 2 yards on the carry. And the Panthers have a fresh set of downs at the West Salem 19-yard line. 4:20 to go here in the first quarter. Left side, trying to get around the edge. Ragu still on his feet, diving for the end zone, and he is marked out of bounds. Ragu out at the 2-yard line, 17 yards. And the Panthers knocking on the door here in the first quarter. 4:05 to go, and they've got 3 plays to punch in this final 2 yards. Come out under center. There's a whistle. I think West Salem and head coach Sean Stanley will take a timeout. I didn't see a signal on which team took a timeout. Is there a player down? I haven't seen. Who took the timeout? Oh, there's a player down, excuse me. There's a West Salem player down there. It is Cade Zoner is shaken up, so hopefully he is okay. The Zoner's slow to walk off. The senior, big part of this team offensively is a running back and is one of the linebackers defensively too. And you hate to see that on senior night here for the Titans. All the seniors were honored, walking with their parents out on the field to big ovations. Final home game of the year for West Salem. A 1-3 start to the season for the Titans, and they've won their last 3 games. Beat McNary, North Salem, and West Salem their last 3 games out. This team went 5-5 last year, and average about 31 points per game. Similar numbers this year, and they're hoping for a strong finish. But right now they have their backs against the wall. So the Panthers can take an early lead. It's a handoff to Foss, lowering the shoulder, and he is short. No, they gave him a touchdown. Well, the far official did. The near official has him down. Everybody's confused. One of the officials said touchdown, and nobody really addressed it. Okay, he's down. Foss is short. Gain of 2, not enough. Here's a sneak up the middle. Is this a touchdown? Yes. There's a touchdown. Got to work on our signals out there. McConnell Brown with a quarterback sneak. In for the score, and South Medford strikes first. A 6-0 lead with 3:38 to go in the first quarter. There's a flag after the play. check the flag here. A little bit of confusion here the last few plays, to be honest, from the signals from the refs. There we go. Personal foul. It's against South Medford. They're going to apply it to the kickoff. So a tough break for the Panthers, and something coaches hate to see is those personal fouls after the play especially. It's going to gift West Salem a big opportunity to have terrific field position. Jaden Thonstad, the fantastic kicker for South Medford this season, comes out to kick the extra point. Snap was a little bit off target. Tanner Scheid able to get the ball down, and a clean hold. Nice job by Scheid, and the extra point is good. South Medford takes a 7-0 lead here at West Salem with 3:38 to go in the first quarter. This is Panthers football from TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Jaden Thonstad to kick it away for South Medford. Fresh off a touchdown drive that started at the 40. It takes a bounce, and Luke Looney coming to the near side on the return for West Salem. It was a personal foul after the touchdown on a quarterback sneak that made the Panthers have to kick off way back at their own 20. So that allows a nice return by Looney, and West Salem with fantastic field position as they're spotted at the Panthers' 49-yard line. So South Medford with both their drives starting at the West Salem 40-yard line. And now the Titans will have a chance to start in Panthers territory as well as they hand it off up the middle. They got a strong gain. That's a handoff to Cohen Campos. And he goes for 9 yards in his third carry of this game. And there is 3:22 to go here in the first quarter. Quickly with pace, Campos with room to run, spinning off the pile. Campos taken down by a host of defenders at the 33-yard line. 6 more yards for Campos. West Salem coming off a 35-34 win at South Salem last week. Put up some big numbers this year. Even in a loss to Sprague, they were able to score 35 points. It's kind of been boom or bust, though. Their 2 losses against Sheldon and North Medford, they had 3 points and were shut out, respectively. Sanderson dropping back, stepping up. He's got pressure, and down he goes in the backfield. It's a sack for the Panthers from Jacob Dalton. Dalton with a big deflection on the last drive on 3rd down on a screen pass attempt. And this time Dalton coming up with a sack. Big loss for Sanderson. And that'll make it 2nd and 17 now on the loss of 7 yards. Sanderson hands it off up the middle to Campos. He's taken down quickly, just a short gain, 2 yards. And a 3rd and 15. And here's where the pass rush can really tee off for South Medford. They have early success in this game, penetrating and getting into the backfield. See if that group for the Panthers can make Sanderson uncomfortable. He's got some terrific wide receivers. Evan Woostig, number 5 for the Titans, a big-time player to watch. He's one of the best receivers and defensive backs in the state. The junior was all-state last year as a sophomore. He's got an offer from Portland State University, is being recruited by others. Watch for Woostig downfield. Sanderson looking. Scans, he's going to the near side, over the top. Overthrown, trying to hit Chase Garland. Pretty good pocket there for Sanderson. Just couldn't connect, and it's 4th and 15 now. It's the first pass attempt for Sanderson of this game. So the junior got that out of his system. I think West Salem's going to punt this ball with a minute 20 to go in the first quarter. Assuming West Salem doesn't fake this, Panthers are going to have the ball. Their 3rd possession of the quarter. Pretty low line drive kick, takes a nice West Salem bounce. Beautiful punt. The ball goes out at the 3-yard line. But there is a flag down. Couple flags. Just flags flying all over the place. If this is on the Panthers, they're going to be pushed back half the distance already at the 3. And if it's against West Salem, Sean Stanley and the Titans coaches will not be happy, as they had the Panthers backed up into really dangerous territory. It's a meeting of the officials, as you can see. Check out the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio, AM 1300, FM 1079, and streaming live at the acesportsradio.com, featuring 5 live NFL games a week, the Ace Sports Radio. So no resolution yet. No word from our officials. Still having a conversation. Personal foul. It's against the Panthers. I think it's for a block, a blindside block. Oh, Ragu just launched his helmet off the field. I think Cameron Ragu just got ejected for a blindside block, and then he threw his helmet off the field. So he was obviously not happy with the call there, and compounding the issue by throwing that helmet. And it's a big call. He didn't like the call of a blindside block, unnecessary hit on the block off the ball. You would like to see somebody walking with him as he walks off the field. Obviously pretty upset right now. And here comes the Panthers staffer to walk with him after he's been ejected from this game. Just such a terrific player. Cameron Ragu is a huge impact. Offense, defense, all over the field. So it's really tough to see him go if you're South Medford. And obviously you hate to see what took place after the hit and after the penalty. So I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure he would have been ejected. I think he was. I don't think he would have been ejected. I think what got him ejected was that helmet toss. Now that we're hearing and seeing what the officials were signaling, I think a targeting penalty, a head-to-head contact, can get you ejected. I think that was just going to be a blindside block. I'm not sure he would have been ejected. I'll have to try and read and double-check the rules to be sure. But I really think that unsportsmanlike and that helmet toss is what got him ejected from this game. But again, either way, it's disappointing, and it's tough for the South Medford offense now as they'll be backed up at their own 1-yard line. Third possession of the game, South Medford started at the West Salem 40 their first 2 drives, And this time around, with a minute to go in the quarter, start at the 1. They get a 3-yard gain on the first carry. It's a McConnell Brown quarterback keeper up the middle. So you lose a crucial playmaker offensively. 6 early carries for 41 yards already for Cameron Ragu. So now Bridger Foss will have an even bigger role now in terms of touches out of the backfield. A second and about 7 for the offense. And a handoff with the middle, only a yard for South Medford. 31 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And the Panthers just might let this clock expire. 23 seconds and counting left in the first quarter. A 7-0 lead for the Panthers. Got a quarterback sneak for McConnell Brown. Drive they march down the field at the middle portion of this quarter. Started at the 40 and got it in the end zone. Well, they have a 3rd and 6 when we start the second quarter. Some drama, some anger, some emotions, and a big game coming down the home stretch of this season. All in all, South Medford without Cameron Ragu the rest of this game, but a 7-0 lead for the Panthers at West Salem here on TableRockSports.net.
Discover luxurious Karastan flooring at Lippert's Carpet One. The flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Savings with Style event, experience the luxury of Karastan and capture the lowest prices of the year. With savings up to $1,000 back on beautiful flooring and pay no interest for 18 full months during National Karastan Month, exclusively at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Hi, Rod here. Are you tired of sleeping on a hot, miserable mattress? It's time to save on a cool, comfortable night's sleep from Medford Mattress. Discover the full line of Beauty Rest with advanced cooling technology and the super comfortable Beauty Rest Black. Great sleep is a luxury you deserve. If you want to save on a cool, comfortable, healthy night's sleep, now's your chance. Only at Medford Mattress, downtown Medford, where quality is not costly.
Here we go, we're back for the second quarter. And the Panthers with a 3rd and 6 at their own 5-yard line. And they run it to the right side for a pickup up to a safe call as the Panthers are backed up at their own 1-yard line. And they elect to I think that was a quarterback keeper. By McConnell Brown. So the Panthers will have to punt. What an opportunity now for West Salem. Motions running high at the latter part of that first quarter. And Jaden Thonstad out to punt the ball for South Medford. So Thonstad's punt takes a nice Panthers bounce, and it's out at the 37-yard line. West Salem, though, by far their best field position in this game as we start the second quarter. 3rd possession for West Salem. Their first 2 drives resulting in punts. $11:15 to go here in the first half. So I read up on the rules. A blindside block in the OSAA can be, if the block is big enough, it can be ruled an ejection. So maybe Cameron Ragu heard the referee's mic wasn't working, so we couldn't hear exactly what he was saying. As there's Cohen Campos on the carry up the middle. Bounces off the pile, but down he goes. Swarm tackling again by this South Medford defense. As ultimately the tackle made by Andrew Espinoza. But about a 4-yard gain there for Campos. So the referee was announcing, okay, blindside block against 29 for South Medford. And I didn't see him put a thumb up for the fact that Ragu was ejected. He didn't officially put his thumb up until he made the calls on the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which came from the helmet toss. So, again, he might have heard something we didn't, but either way, tough penalty for the Panthers. And they'll have to move on without it. Loss of a yard. That's great defense. The South Medford front has really been winning at the line of scrimmage today. Jedi Robertson, Jacob Dalton, Grady McQuillan. That group has really won the line of scrimmage today. You could throw Issa De La Torre in there, of course, as well. You got to give them credit. They come to play. They're getting to the quarterback. They're containing the run fairly well. And they took down Campos that time for a loss of a yard. And it's a 3rd and long now, an obvious passing down here in the second quarter. Sanderson with a pocket, throwing left side. He's got a man wide open. It's caught at the 15. That's Looney down to the 7. Luke Looney all by himself. Thought at first like he was throwing that outside, but he found Looney and just put it on the money. He's spotted at the 8-yard line. So that's a 26-yard gain through the air that time. The first completion of the game for Sanderson. Handoff up the middle, down inside the 5-yard line. Actually, that was a quarterback keeper. That's Sanderson who took it to the 6. 2 yards for Sanderson. It's 7-0 South Medford here with 9:06 to go in the first half. Now the JV matchup between these two teams before this one also came down to the wire. That was a great game. South Medford won it 32-30. A long passing touchdown with 3 minutes left. Hopefully the varsity game here comes as those fireworks too. Coming to the near side, Campos taken down. Nice tackle. He's chased down by Wes Boyd. The closing speed of the junior linebacker. He had an impact, but he was a backup last year. First year as a starter. One of those juniors that, you know, when you get that first year of starting under your belt, you just to make big strides week to week. And he has done that, and he just made a big play there for a no gain. And there's a flag in the play, and the penalty is against West Salem. And it's a 10-yard penalty. So it's 2nd and goal now from the 16-yard line. At the high school level now, you start to be in that territory where you might not come away with any points unless you make some up here for West Salem. Throwing left side, looking for the pylon. It is caught out of bounds. There's no signal. There's a flag. Chase Garland, the intended wide receiver. I think they ruled it incomplete. And the flag looked to be a pass interference. None of the officials signal whether or not that was incomplete or a touchdown. I assume it's incomplete. And a pass interference against the Panthers. Somebody's got to signal that. If he's reaching for his flag, I'm not trying to be too hard on the officials, but yep, so there's a PI on the Panthers against a Johnny Ingram who was in coverage. Well, there's a big height difference there. I mean, there was a tall receiver in Chase Garland he was trying to defend, but he did a pretty good job. Knocked him out of bounds, incomplete on the pass. So it's half the distance to the goal. And 2nd and goal from the 8 now. 8:22 to go in this first quarter. It's 7-0 It's the first half. We're in the second quarter, of course. And the Panthers have a 7-0 lead in this conference duel between two teams tied in the standings at 3-3. And going into motion, shifting out to the right side. Sanderson hands it off to Campos up the middle. Had a little lane, but it's bottled up quickly by McQuillan. Only 3 yards for Campos. South Medford stopping the run so well in this game. It's been 10 carries for a total of 25 yards for this West Salem offense so far today. And front 7, especially the front 4, the D linemen. for South have really been crucial getting leverage in this game. 3rd and goal at the 5. West Salem looking to tie this game up here in the first quarter. In the first half. Sanderson fakes to Campos, rolling, throwing, overthrown, incomplete. He was looking to hit Cade Vandiver, the tight end, and just zipped it too high. So the field goal unit will come out for West Salem. The Panthers defense, the odds stacked against them. They get a penalty called on them. They give up a long pass. Great field position. They still stepped up and came up with a stop here. I mean, West Salem will have points, but if you hold your opponent to field goals in the red zone, that's really not bad. Jackson Nikolai, the junior kicker, out to kick the field goal, and he bangs it through. The junior makes it 7-3 with 7:38 to go, and an entertaining game that has not disappointed in this second quarter from TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
There's a kickoff, a little sneaky onside kick, but recovered by the Panthers. The South Medford Panthers lead 7-3, and they just recovered the onside kick. Cade Seward, the junior receiver, with a heady play, as that ball came at him quickly. Aggressive by Sean Stanley and West Salem. Looking to bloop that kick short to the right side, catch the Panthers off guard, but Seward, a man on the spot, and the Panthers have really nice field position now, starting at their own 44-yard line. Outside of last drive, where South Medford started at their own 1, Panthers have had really good field position days, starting in plus territory twice now at their own 44. Another, it's handoff left side, and that's Bridger Foss lowering the shoulder for a pickup of about 3 yards. South Medford without Cameron Ragu the rest of this game. He was ejected. He had 6 carries for 41 yards in that first quarter, and they'll have to play on without him. Foss so far in this game, 7 carries for 8 yards. McConnell Brown has 4 carries for 7 yards. So missing a playmaker offensively and on defense too. Trouble with the formation for the Panthers, and South Medford just committed another penalty. It's a false start. The 4th penalty against South Medford. For 20 yards so far. And they've been at bad times too. It's never a good time for a penalty, but can really set a drive back. And instead of a 2nd and about 7, it's 2nd and 11 officially. 7-3 Panthers, 6:45 to go in the second quarter. This team's playing for the first time since 2017 when they met in the state quarterfinals. Brown fakes the handoff, running. Look at the speed of Brown, and he's close to a first. And he's got it. 12 yards for McConnell Brown on the keeper. That's the longest run of the day for Brown. He has a touchdown scamper as well and a quarterback sneak. So he moves it up to the West Salem 46-yard line. Fall sports action brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Jeep Dodge Chrysler, where you can find great deals on the lot or at lithiasuperstore.com. From presenting sponsor as well, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, now with 9 locations nearby to serve you. Bridger Foss lowering the shoulder for 10 yards. Give him 9 officially. That's the longest carry of the game for Foss now. So the Panthers' run game getting going with 12 and then 9-yard chunk plays back to back. And it's 2nd and 1 for South. 5:47 to go in this first half. Panthers, one of these signature drives as they can just dominate the ground game, take some time off the clock. They hand it off up the middle, nowhere to go, as it was Cade Vandiver, the first defender there, to slow down Lefebvre, the ball carrier. No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 1 now. And off to Foss, right up the middle, and he's got just enough on the fullback dive. 2 yards and a first down. Foss, 9 carries now, 19 yards, and the Panthers' drive continues. 4:52 and counting. It will be West Salem ball for what it's worth to start the 3rd quarter. Panthers won the toss and elected to take it. Here's a toss play on the right side to Lefebvre. Puts his foot in the ground, diving forward, still on his feet. And he's got a 10-yard gain. Rain starting to fall here now in Salem. Jackets coming out. Nice run by Lefebvre. 10 more yards. What a drive this has been for South Medford. .420 and counting left in the first half. South Medford trying to break a 3-game losing streak. Go back to Foss. A flag flies on another quality run of about 5 yards. A chop block against the Panthers. And that one really hurts because that's a 15-yarder, a personal foul. So that's going to push the Panthers way back now. The ball marched to the 40-yard line. So it's 1st and 25 now for South Medford. They have on the scoreboard as 35. It is, of course, 25. On the near side, here goes Foss, pushing a blocker forward, and he's chopped down. Nice tackle. It's a big-time play from Tommy Kinney, the junior. If Kinney doesn't make that tackle, Foss has some room. I'm not saying he would have gone all the way, but it would have been a nice chunk gain that South Medford needed. Instead, they only get 3 yards. .328 to go. This drive, the way it's going, might all but expire this first half. South Medford started with the ball with 7:36 to go in the second. Bleeded 4.5 minutes off the clock already. Faked Lefebvre. Brown running up the middle, and he is bottled up quickly. Only 2 yards for Brown. So it'll be 3rd and 20 now. .301 to go, and I think South Medford's going to take a timeout. So that's the first timeout taken by either team in this first half. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros. Enjoy your favorite beverage. Watch for Buck for Kids Day in September. Over $950,000 was raised. That's $950,000 was raised for kids in 2023 by Dutch Bros and the customers who support them. And today's game brought to you by Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill in Grants Pass on the banks of the Rogue River. And the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events. Chris Clayton here with you on TableRockSports.net. 7-3 score reading on our John L. Scott scoreboard. Panthers lead West Salem. South Medford got their touchdown on their second offensive drive of the game in the first quarter. They marched it down. Started in great field position at the West Salem 40 and got into the end zone on a quarterback sneak from McConnell Brown. The Titans got down to the Panthers' 3-yard line, but actually make that the 5, but only ended up with a field goal. They put in a 22-yard field goal early in this second quarter. That's how we have the scoring so far in this game. And the Panthers, in their 4th offensive drive of the contest, have already shaved 4.5 minutes off the clock. 3:06 to go in the second. It's 3rd and 20, though. Need something through the air. Brown looking to do that. He's pressured, stepping up. Brown running for his life, staying on his feet, and taken down in the backfield. He is sacked by Deacon Schinkel. The junior Schinkel making the play, and it's 4th and 23. And West Salem will take a timeout with 2:54 to go in this first half. And that makes sense. They want to have an opportunity to do something with the football. Panthers in either a desperation Hail Mary on 4th and 23 or a punt, which is more likely for the Panthers. It's a big game here. Talked about it earlier, but coming down the home stretch, Panthers made a really nice Columbia Cup run last season, made it all the way to the championship. Lost to Sunset, but you know, everybody wants to make the state championship playoff bracket, and both these teams can do that. It's an opportunity to do so. If the rankings work in their favor, if they can finish strong. South Medford's at number 20 in the OSAA rankings, and West Salem's at number 19. A loss for either of these teams really all but eliminates them from making that top 16. These teams should be in the Columbia Cup, but again, got to win their final 2. This game's crucial coming down the stretch. Donstad out to punt for South Medford. And it's a solid punt. Let's see where they spot it. Probably about the 14-yard line. Not Donstad's best. He's a really good punter. Oh, they put it at the 11. All right, that'll work. Pretty good punt there. 2:46 to go. And West Salem will have to march it 89 yards if they want to get in the end zone. The good news for the Titans, they do have 2 timeouts. Well, you see timeout flash on your screen. That was from the timeout I missed about a minute ago. So 2 timeouts for both these teams. Jared Sanderson, the junior quarterback, Jacob Sanderson, I should say, the junior QB in this offense coming out. Here's a handoff to Campos in the opening play of the drive. He's got nowhere to go. That defensive front for South Medford stepping up again. That's Jedi Robertson leading the charge on the tackle. And with 2:26, West Salem exhibiting some patience. Once they saw that Thonstad punt, maybe they elected to not be so aggressive that they make a grave mistake here and turn it over. If you turn it over here, that sets up South Medford really well. Sanderson will hand it off again to Campos. Looking for a hole. He's got a lane. Oh, he fumbled the ball. A turnover on cue, and the Panthers fall on it. What a chance for South Medford. Jacob Dalton on the recovery. Wow, what a turn. It looked like South Medford had let points slip away after stalling out last drive thanks to a chop block penalty. Ultimately had to punt, but they have life just like that. A 1st and 10 at the West Salem 28 with 2:02 to go in the first half. It's the first turnover of this game. Brown, the quarterback, in the shotgun. With a man coming in motion, that's Lefevre. Uh-oh, there's another fumble. And the rainy night here in Salem, trouble by both teams. Brown running for his life, and he actually got a little gain out of it. A mad scramble and a gain of 2 for McConnell Brown. Chaos here in West Salem. Lippert's Carpet One, serving Southern Oregon families since 1957. Hardwood, waterproof plank, carpet, laminate, and tile. Certified installers, flooring consultants, and design services. Lippert's Carpet One in Medford and Grants Pass. Down to 1:26 left. Jaden Thonstad has been so good as a kicker this year. But they want to be in field goal range, and they're going to be pushed back again on a false start. That's Michael Duclos, the wide receiver on the far side, who commits the false start, and he knew it immediately. Oh, no. Panthers are pointing at West Salem. I think they're going to call this on the Titans. So illegal participation, 12 men on the field against West Salem. So a break for the Panthers. It definitely would have been a false start on South Medford. But again, 12 men on the field supersedes that before the false start took place. So it's 2nd and 4 now at the West Salem 22-yard line. There's 1:20 to go in the second quarter. The Panthers also have a couple timeouts, so you're not in full hurry-up mode quite yet. Brown going around the edge to Foss. He's got a blocker in front. Foss cutting it upfield, and he is thrown out of bounds. Right at the sticks. The tackle made by Carter Howard, the honorable mention all-conference linebacker last year. Only 3 yards there for Foss. Now, the good news for the Panthers is it did stop the clock. So if you're only going to get 3 yards, at least maintain a bunch of clock here and your timeouts. It's 3rd and 1. If they don't get this, though, they'll be forced into a decision. Should they settle for the field goal now or go for it? But they won't have to worry about it. They got the first down on the carry on the right side to Lefevre. 2-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. Clock stops for a moment to move the chains. A first down at the West Salem 17. Now the clock resumes. 1:02 and counting. South Medford getting aligned. 57 seconds. Ingram in motion. Brown the quarterback, rolling left, throwing and missing Ingram, incomplete. And the clock stops at 52 seconds to go. It's the first pass Brown has missed in this game. He's 2 for his first 2 with completions of Duclos and Foss. Before that, incompletion. Let's see what South Medford does here. I mean, again, you can run the ball with 2 timeouts. You don't want to be too nonchalant, but you're also very much in field goal range for Jaden Thonstad. The rain has subsided for now, too. See if that helps both these teams hold on to the ball a bit better. Maybe a slight drizzle coming down, but not much. Brown will throw. Looking for the end zone for Duclos, and it couldn't get him. Just too far out in front. Incomplete, and it's 3rd and 10. .9 to go here in the first quarter, in the first half. Oh, South's going to take their timeout now before the play. So they still have 1 left, but they will use a timeout to talk over this 3rd and 10 instead of saving it for after a play if they're tackled in bounds or before the line to gain. Want to make sure they have the right play call in and can execute here as they look to make sure they get some points here to close out this first half. For over 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon. Whether it's auto or residential glass, Bill's Glass covers the complete spectrum from your vehicle to any room in the house. Chris Clayton here with you. Mike Strickland, our camera operator at West Salem High School. Stay tuned for the halftime show, brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Do you know the city of Medford has the largest provider of community recreation classes, programs, and sports leagues in Southern Oregon? Go to the program guide for hundreds of offerings at playmedford.com. And 3rd and 10 out of the timeout for South Medford. 46.9 to go in the second quarter. Brown will throw. Pressure comes. Rolls right. Throws off the chest of Ingram. Incomplete. And it's 4th down. Jaden Thonstad will come out to kick. Just a junior returning starter from last year. Bill Singler actually talked about him to the Rogue Valley Times after last game. He said he's been so good in the clutch this year. He's made almost every kick this season. Got a heck of a leg, and they'll need him to give the Panthers a 7-point lead here. 34-yard field goal attempt for Jaden Thonstad. Shot is the holder. Uh-oh, trouble with the hold. Ball's free, and the Panthers have to dive on it. Since it started raining a bit, it's still drizzling out there. Trouble holding the ball for both teams. West Salem fumbles deep in their own territory, and South Medford not able to cash in. Thonstad didn't even get a chance to kick the football there. That's one of those opportunities you might look back on and think, if it's a close game, what could have been if South Medford could have got some points on that drive. Panthers fans hoping it doesn't matter in the end, but that was a big opportunity. And it will be West Salem ball to start the third quarter as well. As it stands now, the Titans with 2 timeouts, 42.6 to go here in the first half. Their own 27-yard line. Rolling right, Sanderson will gun it downfield. Uh-oh, he's got Woostig behind the defense, and it's caught. There he goes at the 30, taken down. Big-time pop play. That's 43 yards. Give him 44, but there is a flag down. Oh, it's holding on West Salem. The Titans are pushed back, and their big pass play is wiped off with a penalty. They finally got the All-State wide receiver Evan Woostig open. They gave Sanderson enough time, too. That's been part of what's ailing the offense is Sanderson hasn't always had that type of pocket. He had time to let Woostig run a great route and then get open. I almost feel like the South Medford defense kind of fell asleep a bit too. They might have assumed, okay, West Salem's just going to kind of run this clock out, but they came out aggressive and nearly made the Panthers pay. So the holding took place and wipes away what would have been a 44-yard pass. And it's 1st and 20 now, and the clock's running with 18 seconds. Sanderson will throw again, stepping up. This time he's taken down in the backfield. He's sacked at the 15-yard line. That's a host of Panthers defenders there, including Jedi Robertson. And the first half will expire. Wow, eventful battle here in West Salem High School. 7-3 the score. South Medford getting a quarterback sneak for McConna Brown to take the lead. They have Cameron Ragu get ejected. They held strong in the red zone. West Salem had their defense hold strong in the red zone as well. So I think both teams got to be overall pleased with their defensive performances, especially limiting big plays. But both offenses leaving some to be desired, leaving some points out there on the board. And it's anybody's game here, and a crucial game coming down the stretch. Despite that 7-3 score, it's been an entertaining game and some really good football. We'll break it down and give you some more numbers when we come back. as the Medford Parks and Recreation Department halftime report is on the other side here on TableRockSports.net.
What do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage?
Yeah.
Download the Try Us app.
Here we go.
U.S. Cellular works great out here. I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my... Yep, it's working.
Download the U.S. Cellular Try Us app for a free 30-day trial.
Visit U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, Southern Oregon's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular, now serving Roseburg and Klamath Falls. See SOUScellular.com for details.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Time now for the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show. Excitement's building, and it's already there, of course, the opening of Rogue X. There's aquatic and event centers, indoor swimming pools, water slides, basketball, volleyball leagues, and tournaments, other indoor events with Rogue X. Go to playmedford.com, check your fall activities guide to learn more about the Rogue Credit Union Community Complex, or Rogue X. Again, this is the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show, and it is 7-3 here at West Salem High School, but it's been a good game. It's been riddled with penalties. Panthers have committed 5 of them, West Salem with 4, and they've been important penalties. For West Salem, they had a 44-yard pass that was wiped off the board due to a penalty. South Medford had a couple drives that were really stalled out because of penalties. Once on a chop block, 15-yard penalty. Then they had a false start that really set them back because the next play they fumbled the snap. So these penalties have been in really bad spots for both teams, and part of the reason we see a 7-3 game here is just neither team's really been able to finish drives over midfield or in the red zone. But on the same token, you got to give these defenses credit. Both teams have stepped up and made timely stops for their respective groups. Running the football for West Salem, they have 26 total rush yards. Cohen Campos with 31 rush yards on 9 carries. Jacob Sanderson, the quarterback, with a couple carries for -5 yards. As a team, the Panthers have run the football really well. They have 98 rush yards in the first half. The Panthers have thrown for 18 pass yards, and West Salem for 26. So not a lot of yards to be had so far for West Salem, as they have actually only put up 52 total yards in this game. They had 44 on one play. That was wiped off due to a holding. So they're stuck right now with those 52 yards. And that's where we stand at the moment. The completion, the catch, I should say, for West Salem was Luke Looney on a 26-yard reception. For South Medford, they have catches for Michael Duclos and Bridger Foss so far in this one. Cameron Ragu was ejected early on. He had 6 carries for 41 yards. Stepping up, Kellen Lefevre with 3 carries for 12 yards. Bridger Foss has 11 carries for 25 yards. The quarterback, McConnor Brown, with 8 carries, 20 yards, and one of them being a touchdown on a quarterback sneak. So it is 7-3 at the moment. South Medford leading West Salem at the half. We'll talk more about this game when we come back. The Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show continues on the other side from TableRockSports.net.
Trusting Abby's legendary pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Abby's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious. Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, and cheddar. Yep. Everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $15 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? When you want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life, call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $15 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
Back on the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show. It's 7-3, South Medford leading West Salem. Really been a story of missed opportunities for both teams. That's probably a big part of the conversation for West Salem head coach Sean Stanley, and for Panthers head coach Bill Singler. South Medford started with their first 2 drives in West Salem territory. Couldn't get it done on the first drive. The second time the Panthers got the ball, they were able to march it down and get it in with a 1-yard quarterback sneak. Meanwhile, for West Salem, they had 2 separate drives that both started in South Medford territory. They were at the Panthers 49, were forced to punt. Then they started with the ball at the Panthers 37, and they got it down to the 5, but couldn't punch it in. South Medford defense held strong. They knocked down a pass and made a couple of crucial tackles. A chase down by the linebacker Wes Boyd was a key play that drive as well. So West Salem forced to settle for a field goal. So it was a 22-yard field goal that they were able to bang through with Jackson Nikolai to make it 7-3 early on in the second quarter. South Medford started again with strong field position at their own 44, and they were forced to punt. So with that in mind, the Panthers were a little bit disappointed as they actually marched the ball into the red zone on that drive. They shaved about 5 minutes off the clock. South Medford had the ball in the West Salem red zone and then committed a chop block and ultimately, like I said, had to punt. So this is late now with about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, and West Salem then fumbled the ball. The Panthers got the ball with less than 2 minutes left at the West Salem 28-yard line. So with a 7-3 lead in the closing minutes of the half, you're thinking, okay, the Panthers can put up some more points here and go up 14-3 or at the very least 10-3 with their terrific kicker. They settled to attempt a 34-yard field goal, and because of the rain and precipitation out here in Salem, Tanner Scheid dropped the snap, and it was also a little bit of a high snap, not putting this all on Tanner Scheid, and he wasn't able to catch that high snap and put the ball down. Slipped out of his hands, and Thonstad didn't even get a chance to kick it. And Scheid dove on the ball, and Panthers ended up with no points. So you talk about missed opportunities. Both these teams are thinking about drives where they left points out there. So that's a big reason we sit at 7-3. These teams, defenses have certainly won the day, but both teams could very well have a lead or at least have a more comfortable lead at this very moment. It's a big game here. Both these teams even at 3-3 in conference play, and you can feel the urgency and the intensity from these two squads. They understand how crucial this game is, and I talked about it a bit during the first half, but to make the state playoffs now, of course, there's the state playoffs the top 16 teams make. Then there's what's called the Columbia Cup. Hopefully fans are familiar with now, but teams 17 to 32 play in the Columbia Cup, which is a separate tournament, and you want to be playing the state playoffs. There's nothing wrong with the Columbia Cup. There's some terrific teams. Panthers made a run all the way to the Columbia Cup championship last year, lost it to Sunset, but a great run and a 9-win season last year for South. The point is, though, both these teams are on the bubble, if you will. They're on the cusp. South Medford is number 20 in the OSAA rankings. West Salem is number 19. If you want to make the state playoffs, you have to be top 16. The reality is for both these teams, they have to win out their final two games to get the numbers to go in their favor to make the state playoffs. The Panthers with this game and then the Black and Blue Bowl next week against currently number 12 North Medford. West Salem with this game and then their finale at Grants Pass, who's number 16. You cannot lose either of these games. Again, nothing wrong with the Columbia Cup, but everybody plays for those state playoffs, and there's a lot on the line here this and next week as we come down the home stretch. Wrapping up the Medford Parks and Recreation Department halftime show. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes here on TableRockSports.net.
All right, let's go, guys. 15 minutes. Get your stuff. Bye, Mom. Have a good day, guys. I don't know what happened.
Just next time, go a little slower and figure it out.
Okay, I get it. What you're going to do is you're going to take the line.
Life is busy. Juggling everything can be overwhelming. We've all been there. So consumed with our own lives that we sometimes forget about what someone else might be going through.
Ref, come on! No, ref! There's no contact! I'm straight up! That is a terrible
So
goal.
keep it in perspective, because we're all hoping for the same thing, to be respected for who we are and what we do. Remember, no ref, no game. You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your
Jeep Adventure Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 24 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
I ride my bike and sometimes the bus, sometimes both at the same time. I do have a car, but right now it's just too expensive to pay for insurance and gas. I love my job. At Ashland Food Co-op, they're a partner with RVTD's Employer Pass program. It makes it super easy for me to get to work and save a ton of money. It's way cheaper to be able to pay $10 a month, and now I can go anywhere in the valley. Pretty much unlimited rides. It's more than just a bus ride. RVTD is moving our community forward.
It's coming, the North Medford, South Medford Black and Blue Bowl. Sherms is putting on a tailgate party before the game. It's at Spiegelberg Stadium Friday, November 1st, starting at 5 p.m. Get a hot dog, chips, and drink for only $5, with all proceeds benefiting North and South Medford athletic funds. The North Medford, South Medford Black and Blue Bowl. Get there before the game for the Sherms tailgate party.
(7-3) at the half. South Medford leading West Salem. It's about a minute to go till we go to the second half here at West Salem High School. The Medford Parks and Recreation Department helps sponsor our fall sports coverage. Swim lessons, basketball, volleyball leagues, a splash pad, and water slides are set to open, or have opened now at Rogue X. They're located at the Howard Memorial Sports Park. You could reserve birthday rooms and packages with sports and splashing. This was the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime show. Visit them at playmedford.com. The numbers so far from this one: South Medford with 116 yards of offense, only 52 for West Salem. Panthers defense has been terrific in this game. 26 pass and rush yards for West Salem. The Panthers have 98 rush yards, 18 pass yards. West Salem with 1 turnover on a fumble. Panthers don't have any turnovers, but they do have a turnover on downs and fumbled a snap on a field goal. And they weren't even able to kick, so not technically turnovers, but not perfectly clean play from South Medford overall in this game either. Going into the third quarter now of this crucial South Central Conference football matchup between South Medford and West Salem. Chris Clayton here with you on TableRockSports.net. Mike Strickland, our camera operator. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. The Panthers got the ball first, so it will be West Salem football to start off this third quarter. Thonstad will kick it away. It's the dangerous Evan Woostig and Luke Looney back to receive. Likely the Panthers will not try and kick it to the All-State electric weapon Evan Woostig. They squib it along to the right side, takes a bounce, and it's recovered at the 25-yard line by Jack Level. Mark them at the 26, and that's where West Salem starts their first drive of the second half. Again, the Titans limited to 52 yards of offense in that first half. They got 44 yards on one play. A big pass to Lustig that was wiped off the board due to a holding. 4 penalties for 30 yards so far against West Salem. Disappointing offensive showing so far for a team that scored 35-plus points in 3 consecutive games. Low snap, trouble. Is the ball free in the backfield? A scramble for it. The Panthers think they have the ball. Let's wait for the signal. A disastrous start to the corner, and it is South Medford football. Another West Salem fumble. The Panthers fall on it. I think Wes Boyd recovered it. Wow, what an opportunity for the Panthers now, with the ball just outside the red zone at the West Salem 23-yard line. Now, last time this happened, the Panthers had the ball at the Titans 28 and couldn't get anything out of it. Let's see if they can take advantage this time. They hand it off to Lefevre up the middle, diving forward, and he's chopped down at the 18. That's 5 yards for Kellen Lefevre. If you're just tuning in, the Panthers without Cameron Ragu the rest of this game. He was ejected in the first quarter. A blindside block or a targeting that was called on him. So he ejected from the game, and the Panthers have to play without him. Both, obviously a key impact player, both sides of the football. False start of the Panthers. Penalties certainly an issue for South. We have now 6 committed penalties in this game. 43 yards, but there was 3 or 4 personal fouls called on one play against South. That was only half the distance, so could easily be a lot more yards. So the Kellen Lefevre 5-yard run is kind of wasted away due to the penalty, and it's 2nd and 10 now. Bridger Fosses the tailback to the left of McConna Brown. Lefevre in motion. Brown fakes, looking to run. Cuts it upfield. Nice move by Brown, and he is inside the 15, close to a first down. Brown with at least 9 on the carry. He gets exactly 9 yards on the run. Connor Brown with 9 carries for 29 yards now. And it's 3rd and 1. They needed every yard of that to make this a manageable 3rd down. 10:20 to go and counting in the 3rd quarter. 7-3 lead for the Panthers in the I formation. They hand it off to Lefevre. He's got the first down, a bit more, diving to the 4-yard line. Mark him at the 5. 9 yards for Lefevre. Carries, 26 yards for Lefevre. And a 1st and goal now at the 5. Quick handoff, Lefevre left side, bouncing off the pile, trying to go outside, spinning to the pylon, and he's in for a touchdown. What a run. Twirling in for the score. And the Panthers take a 13-3 lead early in the 2nd half. Cashing in on the West Salem fumble. Onstad out for the extra point. There's been some troubles with the high snaps in this game for the Panthers. Let's see if they can get this one down. Scheid gets the hold down, and the kick is good. 14-3, South leading West Salem. 9:53 to go in the 3rd on TableRockSports.net.
It's coming, the North Medford South Medford Black and Blue Bowl. Sherms is putting on a tailgate party before the game. It's at Spiegelberg Stadium Friday, November 1st, starting at 5 p.m. Get a hot dog, chips, and drink for only $5, with all proceeds benefiting North and South Medford athletic funds. The North Medford South Medford Black and Blue Bowl. Get there before the game for the Sherms tailgate party.
5-yard touchdown run from Kellen Lefevre puts the Panthers up 14-3 with 9:53 to go here in the third quarter. The Panthers got the ball after West Salem fumbled on their opening play of the second half. Not what West Salem drew up, and now the Titans have to play from down 2 possessions. A hop, and it goes into the hands once again of Jack Level. Runs into a pile. Last time he just kind of laid down at the 26. This time he's able to get up to the 36. So maybe he was told, hey, if that ball is squibbed to you, don't be afraid to run it. So West Salem committing a couple turnovers in this game. Trying to clean it up and trying to produce more as well. They've limited to 52 yards of offense thus far. Being sacked a couple times in this game. Solid field position. Let's see if Jacob Sanderson and this offense can get going. The Titans have 5 games in which they've scored at least 35 points this year. They've struggled a couple times. Sheldon, they only had 3. North Medford, they were shut out. But usually this is an offense that's able to produce. Let's see if they can get on track. They go to Campos up the middle. He's got some room. Cutting outside. There he goes. Sprinting down the sideline, and he's shoved out. A big-time tackle by Seward. For the biggest run of the day for Cohen Campos as he makes it up to the 37-yard line. That's 27 yards on the ground. And that's more yards than the team had running the football the entire first half. Back to Campos, this time going outside, putting on a stiff arm, battling and picking up about 5 yards. So Campos putting together a strong game on the ground, 11 carries for 63 yards now. And more tempo from West Salem. This is likely what they scripted for the third quarter before that fumble to start last drive. It's working well. 9 to go in the third quarter. Sanderson going up to talk to his offensive line. Campos, the running back, to his left. He's got trips to the left. Sanderson hands it to Campos up the middle. Diving through arm tackles, he's got a first down. Lowering the shoulder and bruising to the 25-yard line. 7 more for Campos. Rogue Credit Union is proud to partner with Table Rock Sports and the Medford School District for the Touchdown Club again this fall, supporting communities, schools, and the tools to meet your financial needs. Rogue Credit Union. It's a fresh set of downs for West Salem to the Panthers' 25-yard line. Sanderson to throw. Looking deep for Woostig, overthrown, incomplete. It was Cayman Ragu in coverage. And Ragu was in coverage. Or it was in position. If he could track that ball down, it could have made a play on it, but just too far over the top, overthrown. There is a flag down as well. Penalties have really ailed both teams in this game. Just when it felt like West Salem was moving the ball in rhythm offensively, they commit a holding. So they're pushed back to the 35. That's 5 penalties for 40 yards now against West Salem. And a 1st and 20 with 8:22 to go in the third quarter. Sanderson, the first-year starting quarterback, the junior, all alone in the backfield. And he'll try to run up the middle on a design sneak. A short little gain, give him 4 yards. Cutting away at that 20 yards they needed. Still behind the change, though. It's 2nd and 16. Sanderson looks at the sideline. Not quite a must-score drive, but they need some life here. Here's a throw and a completion over the middle. Nice catch by Chase Garland with defenders draped all over him. And he's up to the 21-yard line. About 10 yards in the completion. Second completion of the game now for Sanderson. And that's on 6 attempts. And the first catch for Garland. So it's a manageable 3rd and 6 now. And they hand it off to Campos. Lowering the shoulder, and he's just short. 5 yards for Campos. And it's 4th and 1. Big play here as the rain kicks up again. Cascading from the sky here in Salem. Can the Panthers defense step up again in the red zone? Up until this drive, they've been really good defending the run. Campos has had a lot of success on the ground this drive. Will they go back to him? Sanderson and company looking to the sideline. 6:44 to go in the third quarter. Sanderson takes the snap. Hands it off to Campos, met by a host of Panthers, and I think he's short. It looked like South bowed up and maybe made a stop here. They might have to measure this. It's going to be really close. There was a bobble on the snap as Sanderson had a slight hesitation getting the ball to Campos that certainly didn't help the cause. And the Panthers stopped him. It's a turnover on down, South Medford football. Jedi Robertson and that South Medford D-line with another crucial stop here on the road. And that has been a huge story in this game. Is points left out there by both teams, but especially now this West Salem offense, getting it into South Territory and even into the red zone, and they have 3 points to show for it. With 6:33 to go in the third, Bridger Foss takes a handoff left side. Still on his feet. Impressive balance from Foss, and he's got a 9-yard gain there. Give him 12 carries for 34 yards in this game now. And this feels like an opportunity for one of those Bill Singler South Medford drives where you milk as much time as possible off the clock here. I mean, it's still pretty early, middle of the third quarter, but you want to get as much time off the clock as possible. This is the game of time of possession is all about. Here goes McConnell Brown for a nice gain of 8 yards. He's had a really nice game running the football. 37 rush yards and a touchdown on a sneak. It's Panthers defense allowing 45 points last week in a loss to Sheldon. Coming back this week, and this has been one of their best defensive performances of the year. Holding West Salem to 3 points and not even 100 yards today. Nowhere to go. Speaking of strong defense, bottled up in the backfield. That play blown up. Jacob Ramiosa. Big 67 there for the Titans, leading the charge. Loss of a yard that time. And a 2nd and 11 for the Panthers. Michael Duclos runs the play in from the sideline. Don't want to make your quarterback have to do any extra running. Play action, Brown throws, completes it to Foss. Trying to stay in bounds, chucks the defender off. Oh, Foss is still going down the sideline. What a run after catch by Bridger Foss to the 43. 25 yards on the reception out of the backfield. 43 yards through the air now today for Brown. 32 of them to Foss out of the backfield. To the Titans 43. They go to Lefevre up the middle with some room. First down for the Panthers. A 14-yard chunk play for Lefevre, and he has stepped up in the absence of Ragu. Lefevre with 7 carries for 45 yards. Less than 5 to go in this third quarter. First and 10 at the West Salem 29-yard line. Brown pitches. Lefevre got a couple crucial blocks downfield. Plenty of room and a physical run into the red zone. He's got 9 yards on the power toss out to the left side. 4:32 to go in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 1 for South Medford. And off again, Lefevre with some room. Cutting through the line to the second level, and he's tripped up. The last level of defense, Zach Carvandi making the tackle. 8 more yards. Actually, give him 9 that time for Lefevre. 9 carries, 63 yards for the junior. 2 catches for 47 yards last week. The loss to Sheldon. Certainly a weapon for this offense. And he's a junior, too, so I think he's the type of guy that could have an even bigger role next season. As Cameron Ragrue and Bridger Foss are both seniors. And they go to Foss. He's only got a yard. Well defended by West Salem. Well, it's a bit quiet here at West Salem High School as the rain has come down, and it's a bit of nerves from these Titan fans here on senior night. But if they can get a stop here or make South Medford try to kick a field goal in these wet conditions, it's still very much in play. There's some real playmakers in this West Salem offense. They can come up with timely big plays. But a touchdown here would be a big backbreaker for the Panthers. Toss play, Foss, nowhere to go. Well defended. That's a no gain for Bridger Foss. Strong tackle there by Carter Howard. So with less than 3 minutes to go in this third quarter, it's 3rd and 10 for the Panthers at the West Salem 11-yard line. They can get a first down at the 1. Don't have to get in the end zone here. Get a fresh set of downs. You expect a pass play here. But with the rain, no, they will throw. Brown throwing, Foss, catch, taken down. Evan Woostig, the all-state safety, makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. So with 2:08 left, the Panthers in this third quarter will take a field goal. And it'll be a 28-yard attempt for Jaden Thonstadt. And his kick driven through the rain and good. The Panthers get a field goal out of this drive and are sitting pretty at a 17-3 advantage over West Salem. 1:52 to go in the third quarter on TableRockSports.net.
Discover luxurious Karastan flooring at Lippert's Carpet One. The flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Savings with Style event, experience the luxury of Karastan and capture the lowest prices of the year. With savings up to $1,000 back on beautiful flooring and pay no interest for 18 full months during National Karastan Month, exclusively at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Hi, Rod here. Are you tired of sleeping on a hot, miserable mattress? It's time to save on a cool, comfortable night's sleep from Medford Mattress. Discover the full line of Beauty Rest with advanced cooling technology and the super comfortable Beauty Rest Black. Great sleep is a luxury you deserve. If you want to save on a cool, comfortable, healthy night's sleep, now's your chance. Only at Medford Mattress, downtown Medford, where quality is not costly.
Back at West Salem, the Titans take the kick deep from Thonstadt, have a pretty good return there. It was Luke Looney on the return, and he made it to the 32-yard line for West Salem. It's 17-3 Panthers with 1:46 to go in the third quarter. West Salem coming in on a 3-game winning streak. The Panthers have lost 3 in a row. These teams with an identical 3-3 record in conference play, both fighting for a position in the rankings as to whether or not they make the state playoffs as well. Panthers are number 20 in the OSAA, West Salem at number 19. Both these teams needing to win out if they want to make those playoffs. 1st and 10 for Jacob Sanderson in the offense. And he'll look to run. He's got some room. Now he stops, chucks, got Garland complete over midfield, all the way to the 40. Well done by Sanderson. Playmaking junior quarterback looked like he was going to take off and run, and it was Cade Seward who was trying to contain him from running, and unfortunately was in a tough spot as he left his man Garland. Sanderson stopped, threw it over the top, made it look easy, but a tough play there. And a pickup of 27 yards. Longest completion of the day for this offense. Now they'll throw again over the middle of the field to Garland, knocked away, incomplete. Duclos coming over in coverage along with Seward, and he just couldn't hang on. .110 to go in the third. First matchup between these two teams since 2017. It was a state quarterfinal matchup. South Medford at this field with a 28-14 win at number 4 West Salem. Panthers were 5th, and the Panthers would go on to play for a state championship as they took on Clackamas. Here's a throw to the near side. And it's complete to Campos, who's got a nice game on 2nd and 10. He picked up 9 yards on the little completion there. So the passing game getting going now, going for West Salem. 4 of 8 through the air for 72 yards. And it's 3rd and 1 now, with 1:04 left in the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Campos. Battling through a couple tacklers, and he's got the first down. Panthers had it bottled up well, but he only needed a yard. Campos has just enough. This game for him, 14 carries for 76 yards. .95 yards of offense for West Salem just in this third quarter after 52 yards of offense the entire first half. And the Panthers take a timeout and hope that doesn't come back to bite them, having to use a timeout to make sure they're on the same page defensively. Medford is your sport ground where the West Coast comes to play. Visit travelmedford.org/sports to learn more about the many tournament venues, outdoor opportunities, and the event calendar to find out what's going on. And Table Rock Sports thanks our great sponsors, including the John L. Scott Real Estate Scoreboard and our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. Chris Clayton here with you on TableRockSports.net. Mike Strickland, our camera operator. And this game is not disappointed. On paper, these teams are very even, and it's played out that way. I think the scoreboard's a little bit deceiving for how close this game has been. I mentioned West Salem's got a lot of playmakers on offense. Came in averaging 26 points per game, 4th in the South Central, and you knew they weren't going to go down without some more yards. The question is, can they finish these drives? Can they get points when they get near the red zone? That's the challenge for West Salem, down 14. Throw to Garland near side. He's close to a first down. About 9 yards as Seward makes the tackle. So officially 8-yard gain on the pass play. And it's a 2nd and 2 now. Pump fake. Sanderson lobbing for the end zone. Nobody there except Duclos, a defensive back. Incomplete, but here comes a flag. Physical coverage downfield. This might be a hold or a pass interference perhaps against the Panthers. Yeah, holding against the defense. It's on South Medford. 7th penalty on South Medford.
Moves the ball up to the South Medford 14-yard line.
Or 45 yards. Could be more, but they had a half the distance to the goal. Series of personal fouls in the first quarter. 7.3 seconds left here in the third quarter. There's a handoff to Campos. Looking to get outside. Inside the 10. On first down, Campos makes it down to the 7-yard line. So that's 6 yards for Campos, and that'll do it for the third quarter. West Salem, at this point, as we head to the fourth, they need a touchdown this drive, and they will have a 2nd and 4 from the 7-yard line to start off the fourth quarter. South Bedford 17, West Salem 3. Into the fourth quarter we go on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Hi guys, my name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families.
Switching into the field as we head to the fourth quarter. Tonight's action brought to you by the Rogue Valley Transportation District. Need help learning the routes and options available to you? RVTD can help. Visit rvtd.org to learn more. It's a 2nd and 4 from the Panthers' 7-yard line. Quick throw to the middle. Jump ball knocked away. Incomplete. A late drop. They were trying to get the ball to Hudson Whipple, the tight end, and he just dropped it. I think the Panthers got a piece of it. It looked like he had that for sure for a moment. But now it's third down. So here's the 3rd and 4. West Salem starting this drive at their own 32-yard line. They were challenged with the ball down 14. They knew they needed points. Can they get in the end zone? A field goal's not going to cut it at this point. Might see a run play here, and they do go to Campos. They know they have to go for it on 4th down anyway. They only got about a yard. Give them 2 yards to the 5. But again, it makes sense when you're going to go for it on 4th down anyway. Slip in a run play. So it's 4th and I'd say closer to 2 yards. Maybe a yard and a half. West Salem will take a timeout. Coming down the final minutes here. There's 11:40 to go, but I mean these drives are really crucial now, especially with how South Medford's been able to run the ball today. They can bleed clock to control the ball. For West Salem, they get close to that must score a touchdown territory. First down for them available at the 3-yard line. They only need a couple yards here. They're at the Panthers' 5. Serving Southern Oregon for over 30 years, Medford Mattress has a huge selection of adjustable pressure relief mattresses to help you rediscover sleep. Medford Mattress, where quality is not costly. Well, Campos has really come alive running the football here in the second half. He had 31 rush yards in the first half, 53 for Campos here in the second, 84 for the game. If they elect to go that route, the offensive line for West Salem has done a nice job opening up holes here in the second. Let's see how the Titans approach it with 23-year head coach Sean Stanley. Big play here. Fake. They will throw to the back of the end zone. Picked off. Intercepted on 4th and 2. What a play by Cade Seward. The 6'2 junior reaching to the sky and coming down with it in the end zone. And even more good news for the Panthers, it's a touchback, so the ball's moved out to the 20-yard line. If he doesn't catch that, they're at their own 5. The most important thing, though, is the stop on 4th down. The Panthers' defense, the star of the show today, another red zone stuff. Wow. Now they go back to the ground. Foss. Nowhere to go. It's a no gain. The Panthers wanting to milk as much time as possible off the clock here with a 14-point, 2-touchdown lead. Drives today for West Salem. Punt, field goal, fumble. End of half. Fumble, turnover on down, turnover on down. That's how the drives have ended today for this West Salem offense. And incompletion there. Trying to hit Foss near the line of scrimmage. Not on the same page with McConnell Brown. And it's 3rd and 10 just like that. And that'll stop the clock too. So it's still 11 minutes to go. And if West Salem could get a stop quickly here, you're talking about pretty good field position. The Panthers would have to punt at their own 20, assuming they don't get anything on this play. Senior night at West Salem High School. Titans fans been waiting for something to cheer about. There's a quick completion to Ingram. He's got some blockers, but nothing there. Well defended, and a gain of 4 for Ingram. That's it. So it's 4th and 6 now. First catch of the day for Johnny Ingram. And here's the kick away by Thonstad. Booming punt. Oh, it takes a Panthers bounce as well. Oh my goodness. This is down to the 16-yard line. That's a 60-yard punt by Jaden Thonstad, completely flipping the field. An absolute bomb. The rain died down a little bit. He's able to field that cleanly and just bang that one. Took a good bounce, but even without that bounce, I mean, it probably bounced 14 yards, but just in the air. That was a huge punt. They got a next level kicker punter in Jaden Thonstad, and he's only a junior. What a kick. 10:07 to go. A lot of time for West Salem and 2 timeouts. Again, they need a touchdown. Sanderson stepping up. He wants to throw to the sideline, and it is going to be pass interference. Yeah, well, Foss just never saw the ball. The intended wide receiver was Cohen Campos, and that's the right call. Foss was in position, but he bumped Campos, just didn't play the football. That's going to be a flag every time. And another penalty against the Panthers. It's tough. I mean, as a linebacker, Foss played his assignment, but he just couldn't find the ball, and that's going to be the challenge as a linebacker trying to be in pass coverage. It's a 15-yard penalty on the Panthers. 60 penalty yards against South Medford today. And the Titans move to the 32-yard line with 10 minutes to go. There's a flag before the snap. And that usually means false start, and it is.
False start against the Titan offense.
So a 1st and 15 for West Salem. You got to think they're trying to be pretty aggressive here anyway and go to the air. So that's not necessarily a crippling penalty, a 5-yard. There's a throw to Woostig, too high, incomplete. The All-State wideout couldn't pull it in. He still doesn't have a catch in this game. He pulled it in for a 44-yard gain in the first half. It was waved off due to a holding. So that's incomplete, and it's 2nd and 15. Sanderson now 5 of 10 for 80 yards in this game. Sanderson rolling right side. He's got some time looking downfield, and he completes it on the money to near midfield. That's Evan Woostig on the reception. And a gain of 22 yards. Sanderson moving up over 100 yards passing now in this game. And the first catch of the game for Woostig. And wasting no time, they quickly go to the ground. Campos on the carry. He goes across midfield. Give him about 3 yards. Quick throw, and it's complete. And it's a 1st down now to the 40-yard line. There's 9:12 and counting to go. That's an 8-yard gain on the quick pass play. Now they go back to the air. Sanderson with a fresh set of downs at the Panthers' 40. Pressure coming. He throws, and it's incomplete. Just a bit too far out in front of Jarrett Peel. Nine minutes to go. 2 timeouts still for West Salem. Can just focus on getting themselves a touchdown this drive. They're still very much in this game. They're at the Panthers' 40, and they're finding success through the air here in this second half. Pump fake left, throwing middle. That's a completion again. It's intercepted, taken away. The Panthers have the football. 3rd West Salem turnover. There's a flag down, though. I think it's after the play. It looked like J.T. Dalton on the interception. He came out of a pack with it. Maybe just a fumble. Maybe he just pulled it right away. And a huge play for South Medford. After the play, personal foul. That's against West Salem. The Panthers' defense stepping up again. What an amazing performance by this Panthers defense to come on the road in senior night against a West Salem offense that had at least 35 points in 3 straight games, holding them to 3. And I apologize for the scorebug saying 3rd. It, of course, is the 4th quarter here in West Salem with 8:52 to go. Panthers with the ball at the West Salem 49 after the penalty, hoping to shave some more time off the clock, maybe add some more points. Brown in the shotgun. Actually, that's Foss who takes the snap. Running near side, cuts it upfield. Physical finish to the run. Bridger Foss going for 5 yards. He's got 16 carries, 39 yards though. And Bridger Foss is down and shaken up now. Ugh. Hate to see that. An absolute warrior and a big part of this team's success, both sides of the football. So how do the Panthers handle the backfield now? Without Cameron Ragu, ejected from the game in the first quarter. Now without Bridger Foss for this play. They've got Kellen Lefevre, who's played a terrific game carrying the football. They've brought in Wes Boyd as a fullback for right now. On 2nd and 5, they go to Lefevre. Right side, stepping through the line. Here goes Lefevre, a burst of speed and a touchdown. A dagger of a 45-yard rushing touchdown. And it's 23-3 with 8:17 to go. Second rushing touchdown of the game for Lefevre. Wow. Give him 10 carries, 108 yards, and 2 scores. And South Medford putting themselves in a really comfortable position to come away with a late season win and snap this 3-game skid. Trouble with the snap again, but the kick. Did he make it? No, that would have been incredible. Completely threw off his rhythm with the botched handle there and just a little bit of a high snap. So no good on the extra point, and it's 23-3.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
There's a kickoff return on a short kick from West Salem's Carter Howard, and he makes it up to the 38-yard line. West Salem down 23-3 now, 8:11 to go here in the fourth quarter. Rory Wold State Farm Insurance has been helping you protect your dreams in Southern Oregon for over 30 years. Home, life, auto, and business insurance. Like a good neighbor, Rory Wold State Farm Insurance. Thanks to Mike Strickland, our camera operator, doing a fantastic job here at West Salem. I'm Chris Clayton here with you on TableRockSports.net. Joe Brett, our executive producer for these broadcasts. As the Panthers hope to hang on to this impressive road win as they look forward to the Black and Blue Bowl next Friday against North Medford. There's a throw to the near side to Campos, and he's got a gain of about 5 yards. He's shoved out, and another penalty on the Panthers. A push late. I think this is going against Andrew Espinoza. Well, Sanderson and this West Salem offense have 89 pass yards this half compared to 26 in the first half. Look at an automatic first down here as well. They've also run the ball for 56 yards this half after 26 in the first half. Actually give them 60 rush yards this half. So the point is they've been really putting up impressive yards. They just had the same problem both first and second halves as finishing drives. Stalled out over midfield and in the red zone. Now 4 times in this game, including it inside the 10 twice. Here's a reverse going outside. This is Peel breaking a tackle, still going, and he's shoved out. A short gain for Jarrett Peel, give him 4 yards. To the Panthers 37 now, 7:59 to go in this game. West Salem has had a really impressive rise here the last couple years under Sean Stanley. 2 years ago, 2022, they went 1-8. West Salem going 5-5 last year and 5-2 in the South Central Conference. 4-3 so far this year. Sanderson throwing left, completes it to Garland, who's had a big game. And he's got it at the 21-yard line. 16 yards to Garland. Garland now has 6 catches for 78 yards in this one. And the main target here today. Sanderson throwing right side. That's low. Incomplete, and it'll be second down. So Sanderson now 9 of 15 through the air for 131 yards. He's been doing a nice job taking care of the ball. Does have an interception, but it was on a kind of a wild play. Just a great play defensively by J.T. Dalton. Could have gone either way. Could have been caught by his receivers, what I mean to say. So not an egregious interception overall. Sanderson made some nice decisions in this game, just haven't been able to finish drives. That pass a bit too high. They're looking for Hudson Whipple. And now it'll be 3rd and 10 for West Salem. $7:47 to go. West Salem did a nice job this drive, moving the ball and not taking a lot of time off the clock. Still have 2 timeouts. Step 1, get in the end zone. Maybe try an onside kick. Just try and string together some stops, and you never know. On 3rd and 10, Sanderson, a lot of pressure coming. They've got a screen set up. And incomplete. Just a little too low. The intended Cone Campos, and it's 4th and 10. So the Titans break the huddle at the Panthers' 21-yard line, just outside the red zone. This is the spot in the field this Panthers defense has stepped up and dominated this game. On 4th and 10, a blitz coming. Sanderson lobbing for the end zone. Overthrown, incomplete, no flags. Another turnover on downs. South Medford's defensive dominance continues, and they'll get the football back with 7:37 to play. Solar Pros and owner Mason Mahaffey invite you to learn how you can save thousands on solar panels installation for your home. Visit Solar Pros' Facebook page to learn more. Search Facebook Solar Pros PNW. There's a run play on the right side. Short little gain there for the Panthers as they go back to Lefevre, who's having a terrific game. That time he got about 6 yards, and that now gives him 114 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground in this one on 11 carries. Table Rock Sports excited to be partnering with Rogue Credit Union for the Touchdown Club. Rogue Credit Union donating $10 for every Panthers touchdown scored this year. Proceeds go to the school's athletic departments. And here's another big play. Lefevre spinning to the 45-yard line. 18 yards. No Cameron Ragu, and now no Bridger Foss as he was banged up last drive. And he's been, well, no, Foss is in there, excuse me. There's 34 for the Panthers in the game, but Lefevre's been really a workhorse, and his explosiveness, his speed is making a big impact today. And now they go again to Lefevre. Why not? Breaking tackles and getting another first down. 12 more yards for the junior. A career game for him. What a performance today. We welcome Crater Car Wash to our games, locally owned and operated with 2 Medford, 2 Grants Pass locations. Our friendly staff will get your vehicle clean in just minutes. Crater Car Wash, clean, drive fast. 6:15 and counting as the Panthers have plenty of reason to celebrate. It's going to be a fun bus ride back to Medford. Fever right side, breaking a tackle, still going, and he's chopped down at the 28. 14 yards, just chunk after chunk. Talk about Lefevre. We credit this Panthers offensive line, too. This is a group that lost all 5 starters from last year. Panthers completely reloading on the offensive line. And you could just see how they've grown and improved week to week. Took their lumps in the losses the last 3 games. And as a team, just learning and growing from those losses, and you could see it playing out here as the Panthers are now 5:37 away from their 4th win of the season. And a little short gain there for Foss. He gets, no, that was Lefevre again, 2 more yards. So the Panthers' losses this year to really terrific teams. Number 1, Laco. Grants Pass. Sprague, who's 5th, and Sheldon, who's number 9. And Grants Pass and Sprague were 2 games they felt like they could have won. Within a possession against Sprague, came down to the final seconds. Grants Pass within a couple possessions. Couldn't win those, but when you look deeper at the results, the Panthers are just a few plays or a few minutes away from really being in a prime spot. And 9 yards, or rather 7 yards there for Lefevre, but if they can win next week, this could be a playoff team. They're number 20 in the OSAA right now. This one here is on the road at number 19, West Salem. Black and Blue Bowl means a lot. Columbia Cup is a great experience too, but playoff spot really could be on the line between the Tornado, Black Tornado, and the Panthers next week. There's a loss of 2 yards. Bridger Foss spun down to the backfield.
Loss of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 3.
And the clock down to 4:13 to go. Panthers with a 4th and 4 at the West Salem 22-yard line. And they'll obviously take their time. On 4th and 4, Lefevre's got a first down to the 10-yard line. 12-yard run, adding to his massive game. 17 carries, 179 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And as a team, trying to crunch the numbers here on the rushing totals for the Panthers. I'll let you know soon, but the Panthers are up around 300 rushing yards in this game. And milking clock down to 3:13 left. Up the middle, Foss bouncing off, spinning, still going, Foss, touchdown. That's a 10-yard run, and the Panthers are back in the end zone. Wow. Foss on his 18th carry gets in for 6. 29-3. Score probably doesn't show how competitive this game was for the most part, but this is an impressive win. Just going to raise some eyebrows for good reason around the conference. What a performance. The South Medford defense leading the way with their takeaways, with their red zone stops, and then the offense coming alive on the ground late. 29-3 Panther, or their extra point, of course, good. It's 30-3 now. We'll keep it here. Stick around for the Know Your Role post-game show. Coming your way soon. Go to travelmedford.org, search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. We'll give you some numbers, some stats, and talk about what lies ahead for both these teams. 3:08 to go, a 30-3 lead. You're seeing that right. It was 7-3 Panthers at halftime, back and forth. And South has just busted this one open here in the fourth. .304 rush yards for the Panthers. 304 and 47 pass yards. 351-yard effort on the road at West Salem. And they've forced 3 turnovers as well. This Panthers defense setting the tone, and the physical offensive line for South Medford taking them to the finish line. Thonstad squibs it, bounces through the hands of Campos, and through the other side for an excellent return. This is Peel, and he's taken down at the 38-yard line. There by McQuillan. Well, Sanderson has thrown for 131 yards in this game for West Salem. As a team, they've run for 90 yards. But certainly not the offensive output they were expecting and what they're used to. Particularly in terms of points, just not able to finish drives today. See if they get something to build on. Looking forward to next week's game at Grants Pass with 3 minutes to go. Handoff up the middle. A new quarterback in there for West Salem. Cole Hansen, the seniors in the game. And a new back as well. It's Brody Jenny. He got about 5 yards. Jenny, the tailback to the left of Hansen, who looks to throw right side. That's complete. Puts it on the money to Peel, who breaks a tackle. Peel down the sideline, and he's shoved out of bounds by Duclos. A rare defensive breakdown for the Panthers. Maybe taking the foot off the gas a little bit. Coaches don't like seeing that, but credit Peel. Really nice run after catch there, and he's all the way down to the 23-yard line. It's 34 yards on the completion there. The longest of the game. Now right side, here's the running Hansen, and he's shoved out at the pylon. A touchdown. The senior Cole Hansen rushes it in from 23 yards out. And what an experience for the senior quarterback on senior day. Had to get a 34-yard completion into a 23-yard run for 6. And it's with 2:08 left now, 30-9 our score. Jackson Nikolai out to kick the extra point. Jarrett Peel is the holder. And the kick is good. 30-10 the score. Onside kick maybe coming next on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Here we go. Jackson Nikolai out to kick the extra point. 2:08 to go. 30-10 lead for the Panthers over West Salem. Popped in the air. Takes a bounce at 32 and goes out of bounds. That's a penalty. I didn't throw a flag, but of course that's illegal procedure for that ball to go out of bounds. Maybe there is a flag out there. Either way, obviously a penalty, and the Panthers will start the ball at the 35-yard line. So again, 2:08 left. South hoping to take this time off the clock and make the bus ride home back to Medford. Should be a fun one. They're looking forward to a big game next week, the Black and Blue Bowl. Always a big one. Trying to get you a score update on what's going on with North Medford. They are number 12 in the OSAA. North Medford is. North Medford, last update we have, leading South Salem 28-3. So it's looking like the Black Tornado and the Panthers are going to head into next week's showdown. Both coming off wins, and that'll help South Medford try and get a win over a higher-ranked foe with 1:25 to go. Panthers are number 20 in the OSAA against number 19 West Salem. Here's Lefevre breaking tackles, staying on his feet and losing a chunk of yards there. It's a loss of about 5 yards there for Lefevre. Panthers already played. If you are the number 16 ranked team, of course, in the state playoffs, you have to play number 1, unfortunately. Panthers already played currently number 1 Laco once this year. Battled them to a 33-7 final. So not to say it's an easy game, but it takes away some of the luster when you already experience it once, and maybe a confidence boost. Swing away and make something happen in the playoffs. Strong run, still going, battling forward. And Lefevre goes for 8 more yards. Man, what a game he's had. Stepping up in the absence of Cameron Ragu in this one. And clock stops. West Salem just took a timeout. Interesting. Perhaps Titans didn't like Panthers continuing to run the ball. Or they're just using this as a teaching moment. Maybe there's nothing too deep about it. So with 23 seconds, we are not to the final buzzer yet. West Salem in line to be one of the top seeds in the Columbia Cup. They'll be taking on Grants Pass next Friday. Even if they lose that game as well, they'll be in the Columbia Cup. You know, I can't always say for sure how the math and how the formula is going to favor or hurt West Salem. Maybe this game doesn't hurt West Salem as much as I think in the numbers, and they have a chance. They can get a road win next week against Grants Pass. You just never know for sure. It's just based on my intuition. I really think West Salem needed to win their final 2, just like South Medford needs to make sure that they are in the playoffs. But nothing wrong with the Columbia Cup. That's a really fun experience for these teams. And that was 4th down, so the clock stops 19 seconds. That's a 1-yard gain for Lefevre. That's probably why the Titans took a timeout on the previous play so that they could have a chance at the ball here. Get another play. You never know. I mean, you can't. You could look it up. These formulas are available. These formulas might factor in point margin in terms of the final scores, right? So if West Salem loses this game, they get a touchdown here. Maybe they lose by 13 instead of 20. It might help their ranking. It's the RPI and the Cauley rankings that make up the numbers that decide the OSAA rankings. So perhaps the Cauley does factor in the point differential. Maybe that's why West Salem's thinking, well, we got to help our numbers here and get a touchdown, which would make sense. Don't blame them at all. It's an incompletion there on the left side. Big story in this game, the South Medford defense forcing 3 turnovers, and the rushing attack offensively for the Panthers amassing more than 300 yards. And that's how Bill Singler wants it, right? Strong, steady rushing attack and timely defense stops in the red zone. Bill Singler just actually walked by and is heading down the bleachers towards the field. There's a run up the middle, and he's thrown down. That was Jarrett Peel on the keep. He's playing quarterback right now. He's chucked down by Bridger Foss. And the final seconds finally tick off the clock. We have gone final in Salem, 30-10. What a win for the Panthers. South Medford forcing 3 turnovers, numerous red zone and crucial stops. They battled through a game in which they had one of their best players ejected. They committed a lot of penalties. They still get a 20-point win on the road at West Salem. Wow, what a victory for the Panthers as we head into the Know Your Role post-game show. Kellen Lefevre, what a game for him, too. He ends up with 21 carries, 185 yards, and 2 touchdowns. McConnell Brown, the quarterback, with 5 completions on 8 attempts for 47 yards. He also rushed for 37 yards and had a score. Bridger Foss with 18 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown. Cameron Ragu had 6 carries, 41 yards before he was ejected in the first quarter. He was on pace to have a big rushing game in his own right. For the Panthers, defensively, it was an interception for J.T. Dalton. Wes Boyd, Cade Seward had an interception. They had Jedi Robertson make some big plays. The defensive line was just fantastic in this game. And South Medford comes away with an impressive win as they end up with 308 rush yards, 47 pass yards, for a total of 355 yards offensively. On the other side for West Salem, 165 pass yards for the Titans with 95 rush yards. 3 turnovers, though, and they couldn't finish the drives when they really needed to. Celebration for South Medford. The Panthers improved to 4-4, 4-3 in South Central Conference play. They snap a 3-game losing streak. West Salem drops to 4-4 and 3-4 in conference play. South Medford will be in the Black and Blue Bowl next Friday. That's a big one. North Medford will come into that one 5-3, 5-2 in conference play. A chance for these teams to finish with identical conference records, South and North, if the Panthers can get the rivalry victory over North Medford. South Medford will see where their ranking falls after this one, but you got to think they need to win on Friday against North Medford to make those state playoffs. If they don't, they'll be one of the top seeds in the Columbia Cup, which is fantastic, but that's what you play for, right? Make the state playoffs, and that goal is achievable and in front of this South Medford team. That wraps up our Know Your Role post-game show as the Panthers look forward to a big, fun rivalry matchup next Friday. Final on the scoreboard, South Medford wins by a count of 30-10, and South Medford ends up in this game with 4 touchdowns. Add $40 to the Rogue Credit Union Club account. Thanks to Rogue Credit Union, the Panthers get the win here today, and they'll have the rivalry matchup next Friday. Thanks for joining us here, Mike Strickland, our camera operator at West Salem High School. Joe Brett, our executive producer of these broadcasts. I'm Chris Clayton. What a win for South Medford. 30-10 final on West Salem on TableRockSports.net.